back right here with another review. This review will be on the Kobe AD NXT. So yeah, let's get right into it. Um, let's start off with traction. Traction is like little tiny nubs throughout the whole shoe, and I'm not sure if you can see it. The camera seems not to capture it too well since it's translucent, but that's the little nubs. Traction was pretty pretty good. It wasn't like gripping the floor super hard or like stops. It was average. Dust. It was picking up dust, but it wouldn't affect it. Also, when I went to go play in the shed, there's a lot of dust there, and I didn't really have to wipe. Only like once or twice throughout like 5 games. So dust doesn't really affect it in sheds. For outdoors, on wet surfaces, it does slip a little. It doesn't seem to grip as well as other shoes, and that's kind of a downer. But other than that, it's good. And durability, as you can see, it's not as durable as I thought it would be. As you can see right here, it has like the little nubs, and they already have gone, they already disappeared, and that was only from like one game, which is crazy. So durability, which is it doesn't seem too good, which is weird though, because right here on the solid way, it wore out. They're way quicker, but right here in like the translucent area, I played with it on the same court and it hasn't worn down at all. So I'm not so sure about durability. I feel like where you pivot and everything, it won't last as much. But even right here, towards like the midfoot, or I mean the forefoot, nothing has happened with it at all. It hasn't worn out. It's just these. But I would say just try to not get it. Try to stay away from it since traction isn't so durable. So that's a downside. Let's move on right into cushion. This features a full length lunar long with a zoom unit in the heel. It's a drop-in midsole like all Kobe's. As you can see, they put some flex screws up here so it can make it flexible, and that's the cushion. The cushion is pretty good. I feel myself protected from impacts. I could definitely feel the zoom in the heel, like when I'm landing or even when I'm walking around in these shoes. It feels good. Cushion's actually pretty good, better than any other shoe, which I was expecting less cushion since it's a shoe for quicker players, but had good impact protection after every game. My knees never hurt or anything, which is a good sign. But since it's lunar long tends to bottom out really quick, so it's good for the moment. But I feel like after a couple of months of having it, you're not gonna feel the same cushion as when you bought it, which is kind of a downside to it. But the drop-in midsole, as you can see, this other shoe, you can see right through it because I don't have the. This is the midsole, not an insole, a midsole. The cushion was good for outdoors, protecting you from the hard concrete and everything. So you're covered there. Let's move on to materials. Materials are like this mesh throughout the shoe with I don't know, it looks like a knit upper covering the whole shoe. With the bottom of the shoe under the knit, you have like this mesh underneath, and the mesh is a lot like the LeBron Soldier 11s and 10s. Like it's the exact same mesh but a little softer. Materials are pretty good. They didn't buy it. They were soft and compatible. I mean the knit was a little hard towards right here where you fold it, but I would see why they would put a harder knit so it can protect you. But everything else was soft. Like this inside mesh is really soft, like insanely soft. But materials were good. They will last you outdoors. I could see this knit area seems really durable, and this mesh doesn't seem like too cheaply made, so it seems pretty good. The only downside might be like this collars area where the mesh is, because I feel like it might wear down over time quickly. But I think you'll be fine. You'll be covered. Um, the shoe will seem to hold up pretty good outdoors. Breathability, I would say it's okay, not too breathable. Um, but you're covered. Um, let's go on to fit. So fit in this shoe, it runs pretty narrow. So if you have normal feet, I would say go true to size. But if you have wide foot, I would say just stay away from this shoe because it runs pretty narrow. Even if you go half up a size, you'll have way too much room in the front. You have a lot of space because it will run long. I tried this shoe on and have normal feet on, and I could feel it really hug my feet. Like the fit, it's like other reviewers said, it really hugs your feet. It really does. You don't really feel dead space or anything. And have normal feet, and when I was barely playing in these, they weren't broken in. I could feel it biting like my small toe from like it being a little too narrow. So, but everything was good. You definitely don't feel like no heel slippage, no nothing. Yeah, I don't get dead. I don't have no dead space, and I went true to size. So I would say go true to size with these shoes because they are true to size. But if you're a wide footer, stay away from these shoes because it's not gonna work out for you. Let's go on to support. Support. Oh, also in the fit area, you have these laces that are kind of like you pull on the laces, and towards the top they have like wires up here that strap you down, and like that's the whole thing of the shoe. That's the thing that got everybody's attention because there was no laces. All you have to do is pull on these and strap these down. The laces are pretty good, but like how other reviewers said, when you tighten them up or you're trying to up, you're supposed to put them back here in this elastic thing. But sometimes you tighten them up too much, and like or like how much you and the laces how much you want them tight, and the laces run a little long, and even if you put them back here, they still hang and you might step on them. So that's the downside. I feel like they should have made the laces a bit shorter, but when they're too long, like other reviewers said, it's kind of a drag too because this whole shoe's purpose was to tie it, but without actually tying it, just pulling on it, and you'll be good. But the downside is that since they made it too long, it actually takes as long as tying your shoe because you have to thread it through here, then thread it through these other ones, so like the shoelace doesn't hang off or anything. So like I don't know, I feel like that was kind of a flaw on these shoes. But other than that, you do tend to tie them pretty quick. It's just the downside that these little laces were too long. But when you pull them, yeah, you do feel locked down. It doesn't feel loose or anything since they're not like actual laces. They're just basically like little straps underneath this neck thing pulling you down, so you're good. The cables seem pretty durable. It doesn't seem like they'll rip on you outdoors. So yeah, that's that. Um, okay, now moving on to support. The support is just um, I would say support is pretty good in this shoe. It's not too bad. It's a low, and I don't really like lows because I, these when I saw these, I felt like they were too low, but they weren't too low. I felt like maybe I would have got an ankle roll or something, but no. Since the base of the shoe is really wide, um, you're covered. Like your 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 feet don't feel like they're gonna twist or nothing. So support's really good. The materials are they're soft and pliable, but they have enough support that you actually feel support from when you're doing crossing cuts. You don't feel like you're sliding out or anything. So yeah, the knit holds you, and like I like how they have this like kind of outrigger, but it's not too like sharp or anything. But you're covered in support, even though the material's soft. You're good with support. Alright, now my overall thoughts for this shoe for outdoors. I would say everything seems pretty okay for outdoors, but the only downside is the traction, which is I don't know what to tell you guys. It was kind of random, like because in certain areas it wore down a lot. In some other areas, like right here, where you put pressure to it, seems like it didn't wear down at all, which is a downside. and plus the shoe is really expensive. You want a durable shoe for outdoors, so I would say just try to avoid it if you're gonna play with it outdoors, because I feel like it wore down too much and the price is too steep, and you should stay away from something that pricey if you're gonna wreck it outdoors. Um, Also, the cushion, it's lunar lawn, and I feel like it feels really soft right now, and like impact protection is really good, but I feel like it's gonna get bottomed out too quick, and the cushion's gonna go flat. And once it goes flat, um, you're gonna start feeling everything. Like you won't be protected from the hard concrete anymore. So, but everything else is good for outdoors. But overall thoughts, I would say you're better off going off with another shoe than this. This was my review, performance review for outdoors on the Kobe AD NXT. Thank you guys, and then my next review that's gonna be coming up is probably gonna be some Jordan 31s and probably some Paul George and some LeBron 14s. Thank you.